Tips. I'm your host, Chris Lewis. I'm here because I thought I would show you some tricks that I was learning as I was going through trying to learn Microsoft Teams. So stick with me and I will try to show you some different things. The first things that really helped me understand was they divided up the screen, and on the side here they referred to it as the me bar, and in here they referred to as the we section. So we have me and we. We is all the stuff that's shared between other people. These things here are specifically for what you've done. So for example, if I upload a file in this team, or this team, they'll show up only within their teams. But if I wanted to find everything that I've ever done, I just have to go over to my files and I can find those things. This will work the exact same thing for our students. We already had preloaded classes to be able to use. However, you might want to be able to work with other classes, or you're having a student from a different class. In that case, I would suggest creating a new team. In that case, this is what we've done. We created a whole team between all of our grade group. The next thing I wanted to show you was how you can use the text functions here. You can just regularly type and you can at people, so you can try to get their specific attention and notify that you're speaking to that person. What I think most people forget is if you click this bottom button here that says format, it brings up a bigger picture, so that way you can change a lot of those things. You can bold, etc. One big difference that you might not know is if you click up here, you can change this from a conversation to an announcement. This will change the formatting. You can also change whether you're going to have people respond or not. So it could just be a simple a statement versus a question. Show you how to change some of the settings inside Microsoft Teams. So if you go up to your three little dots beside whatever your team name is, in my case it's grade 6, I'm going to click on that and hit manage team. When I get to manage team, I can see all the members and so on and so forth. What will be important is to go to this button here that says settings. So a couple things you can do here. One important thing I would say is pick a theme. That will change your picture really. You can change member permissions. I did not. This essentially allows your members to do different things. On top of that, you can also create a team code. So if people can't seem to be able to join your team properly, you can generate a code and invite them that way. Probably for teachers, the most important thing I think is whether we have emojis, memes, and GIFs enabled. So I've disabled them. They automatically are defaulted as on. So that's a big one for teachers. Little trick here that I found out was that you can create something called channels. Now you can have 100 channels per team. So versus having your class switch between different teams, you can have one team and multiple things happening. So the going idea for this is if you are having a group project, you could have multiple kids working on group projects in their own little chats. In my case, I've created 3 additional channels. We have the general channel where everyone is at. Then I've created 3 different private channels. That's what that lock button is for. That just means that only specific students that I've invited are allowed to be a part of that group. I can also make a channel that's just open for people to join. In this case, I have different math groups, as well as a different channel for our EA to be able to connect with our students. Channel is quite easy to do. Simply again on your 3 little dots on the side, if you click those, you can hit add channel. When you click on add channel, you're going to type in a name. I'm just going to type test. You can provide a description if you'd like. Here is where you're going to choose where people can just access if they'd like, or invite specific people to the team. I'm going to show you how to do that one. I'm just going to hit next. Once the channel's added, you're going to search for the specific people. So just type in anyone's name, you add it, and same thing over here for teachers, which teachers are going to be a part of this channel. After that, you hit done, and your channel is good to go now. you're going to be using other online platforms and you're going to be meeting with students on Teams, I would suggest linking some of those other platforms. So what I've done here is we're using IXL and SumDog, as well as FreshGrade. So what I've done is I've just hit the Add tab, New Tab button, and then I click on Website. Then I name the website, so such as IXL, and then I paste the link and hit save. After I do that, my new buttons will pop up at the top. When you click on them, it will bring you directly to the site. Now, in the case of SumDog, this only will work if you have the downloaded Teams app like I do. If you're using the online version of Teams, this page will not open. However, they will pop up with a button that says you can access this site through a browser, and click on that and it will automatically open for you. Next up, I wanted to show you how to use the files function. Now, I find that because we already have FreshGrade, I think the assignments tab is already being covered through FreshGrade. For files though, if you're meeting with people, this might be very helpful for you. So you are able to, as well as the students, able to upload things here. Where it has class materials, you're not able to edit this folder. However, anything that's put in this folder is read-only files. So if you want to post something that you want the kids to be able to see but not necessarily play with, you're going to post it there. As an example, it might be like a reading text. You would put in there and they have access when they click on files as well. You can create all other types of folders. In this case, I've called this one writing and poetry. When students have access to this, they can also edit and download them as well through this. So in my case, I created one that connects to OneDrive and any changes that are made. So we could work together on an assignment, or I could have an assignment that they could download directly from Teams, and we could work on that together at that time. Helping me out with for this last tip here. So I just wanted to show you, when you're on a video conference, how you can share your screen as well as some other things here. If you look at her background, you can see you can't really see anything. So the first thing you're going to do is, if you go right here and you hit more actions, you can click on blur my background. Done. And you can do the opposite of that just by clicking on that and hitting don't blur background. The other part you might want to do is hit this button here that says share. When you hit share, you can share what it is that you want to display. So in this case, I want to show my Microsoft Teams page. So it brings that up, and now Mrs. Wolf should now still be able to see what my screen looks like, which you can see just at the bottom there. She can also take control of mine by asking to request control. So she's going to do that for me. And then at the top here, I have this button that says Helen Wolf is requesting control. I can hit allow, and then she should also get a mouse that appears on my screen as well and can control my computer too. Opposite, where Mrs. Wolf is going to share her screen with me, so you can see the opposite side. So go ahead and you can do that, Mrs. Wolf. Yeah, it's coming through. There I am. So now I am double screened here. Not that you want to see this many. At the bottom, I now have a new bar. I can request control to be able to take control. If we had a Word document or something up that we were sharing, we would be able to type on that together. When you do log on to Microsoft Teams, generally we're all using it online. If you notice, I'm on my browser right now. However, there is an app you can download both on mobile, but I'm specifically talking towards laptops right now. I would suggest that you do download that app if you are planning to use Microsoft Teams. It does seem to be A, more reliable, and B, it does have a couple more features that are not on the online version. Probably the thing you would notice most about those features would be if you embed any websites or anything like that, or videos, etc., that they might not be able to access them if it's online. So I would encourage teachers and students to download the version.